Why in the heck would Satan need Moses' body? The answer to this question will terrify you. With that being said, let's get right into it. Just in case you were born under a rock and still living under one, we'll quickly talk about who Moses is. Moses, as you may know, is a towering figure in the annals of biblical history. Born to Hebrew parents in Egypt, he was hidden away as a baby to escape the Pharaoh's decree of death for all newborn Hebrew boys. He was found by the Pharaoh's daughter, who raised him as her own in the Egyptian royal court. As Moses grew older, he could not ignore the suffering of his people. After killing an Egyptian taskmaster in an impulsive act of justice, Moses fled Egypt, fearing retribution. His time in exile was transformative. Here in the burning desert, he encountered the divine in the form of a burning bush, and he received his mission to liberate the Hebrews from the yoke of Egyptian slavery. Returning to Egypt, Moses, with his brother Aaron, confronted the Pharaoh, demanding the freedom of his people. The Pharaoh's defiance led to the 10 plagues, a divine punishment that culminated in the death of every firstborn Egyptian. The Hebrews were spared this final plague, marking the event with the inaugural Passover feast. Following this, Moses led the Exodus, guiding his people through the parted Red Sea and into the wilderness. On Mount Sinai, he received the 10 Commandments from God, a moral and ethical code that would form the cornerstone of Jewish, Christian, and Islamic faiths alike. Moses, despite his human flaws and doubts, was a man of immense faith and courage. He dedicated his life to the pursuit of freedom and justice for his people. His legacy is one of leadership, law-giving, and faith. Yet, this narrative raises questions. Why was Moses, a humble shepherd turned liberator, so significant that Satan himself would have an interest in his mortal remains? Now that we understand Moses' significance, let's explore the peculiar interest Satan had in his body. One of the main pieces of canonical evidence comes from the Book of Jude, in a single fleeting verse. Jude 1:9 reads, "But when the archangel Michael, contending with the devil, disputed about the body of Moses, he did not presume to pronounce a blasphemous judgment, but said, 'The Lord rebuke you.'" This is a curious passage, isn't it? It's the only place in the Bible where a dispute over Moses' body is mentioned. So, what can we glean from it? On the surface, it tells us that there was some sort of contention between Michael and Satan over Moses' body. The nature of this dispute, however, isn't elaborated upon. Some interpretations suggest that Satan wanted to use Moses' body as a tool to lead the Israelites astray, perhaps by creating a shrine or an object of worship out of it. This would have been a direct violation of the commandment against idolatry, making it an enticing ploy for Satan. Others propose that Satan was challenging Michael's right to bury Moses' body, as if to question God's authority and the respect owed to his chosen servant. This interpretation paints a picture of Satan as a disruptor, always seeking to challenge and provoke. Yet another interpretation suggests that Satan desired Moses' body out of a grudge. Moses, after all, had played a key role in freeing the Israelites from Egyptian bondage and delivering the law to them, both of which were significant blows to Satan's influences. By claiming Moses' body, Satan might have been seeking a twisted form of retribution. However, these are all just interpretations. The verse from Jude is so cryptic that it's hard to say for certain what the dispute was all about. It doesn't elaborate on why Satan wanted Moses' body or what he intended to do with it. Moreover, it's intriguing to note that this verse is a quote from an apocryphal book, the Assumption of Moses, which isn't included in the canonical Bible. This raises further questions about the nature of the canonical evidence and how we should interpret it. Non-canonical sources provide us with a wealth of information on this topic. Let's now look at the non-canonical texts, such as the Testament of Moses and the Assumption of Moses. These ancient works, while not included in the standard biblical canon, are still revered by many for their insights into the life and death of Moses. The Testament of Moses, also known as the Assumption of Moses, is a Jewish apocryphal pseudepigraphical work, a text whose claimed authorship is unfounded. In this text, we find an account of Moses' death that diverges significantly from the canonical narrative. Notably, the text suggests that Satan desired Moses' body for a particular purpose. According to the Testament of Moses, Satan claimed Moses' body as a symbol of his dominion over the material world. Moses, being a man of great spiritual power and influence, was seen as a prize. His physical remains in Satan's hands would be a trophy of sorts, a testament to his power over the physical realm. This idea is further supported in the Assumption of Moses, where it's written that Satan desired Moses' body to lead people astray. In this interpretation, Satan intended to use Moses' remains as a tool for idolatry, to tempt the Israelites into worshiping the mortal remains of their prophet, thus leading them away from the worship of God. These theories provide a unique perspective on the question at hand. They suggest that Satan's interest in Moses' body was not merely a matter of pride or rivalry, but rather a strategic move in his ongoing battle against the forces of good. In the non-canonical narrative, Satan's desire for Moses' body becomes a symbol of his broader ambitions. It represents his desire for dominion, not just over individuals, but over the material world as a whole. Moreover, it highlights his willingness to exploit the devotion of the faithful for his own ends. This interpretation paints Satan as a manipulator, a deceiver who uses the symbols of faith and the bodies of the righteous as tools in his campaign against righteousness. In this view, the battle for Moses' body is not just a supernatural struggle between good and evil, but a battle for the hearts and minds of the faithful. The non-canonical sources, then, provide us with a complex and nuanced perspective on the question of why Satan desired Moses' body. They suggest that this desire was rooted not just in personal animosity, but in a broader strategy of deception and manipulation. These non-canonical sources paint a fascinating picture. But what do non-biblical sources have to say? Stepping outside of the Bible, we find other interesting theories. Diving into the wellspring of Jewish tradition, we unearth the Midrash, ancient rabbinic texts that delve into the mysteries of Moses' life and death. In these texts, Satan's desire for Moses' body is painted as a battle for control over the Torah, the Jewish law. Satan, seeing Moses as the embodiment of this law, believed that by claiming his body, he could undermine the very foundations of Jewish faith. This theory presents a fascinating contrast to the canonical and non-canonical evidence we've explored. While the Bible and non-canonical texts suggest a power play between Satan and God, the Jewish tradition presents a more nuanced perspective, framing it as an ideological struggle. Now let's take a turn towards Islamic traditions. The Hadiths, sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, provide a different angle. They suggest that Moses' body was desired by Satan not for its inherent power, but as a tool to cause discord among believers. According to these traditions, Satan planned to use the body to incite idol worship, drawing followers away from the path of true faith. This theory aligns with the non-canonical evidence, hinting at Satan's manipulative tactics. But what about non-religious sources? Historians and scholars have also weighed in on this mystery. Some argue that the tale of Moses' body is a metaphor for the struggle over his legacy. In this light, Satan's pursuit of Moses' body symbolizes the attempts to distort or control the narrative of Moses' life and teachings. As we sift through these different accounts, a common thread emerges. Whether it's about power, ideology, manipulation, or control over a legacy, all these theories suggest a struggle that goes beyond the physical realm. With all these theories, what can we conclude? We've journeyed through a wide range of evidence, and now it's time to draw some conclusions. We've waded through the murky waters of biblical accounts, non-canonical evidence, and even ventured into the realm of non-biblical sources. Now we stand at the precipice of understanding, ready to make sense of the baffling question: why did Satan need Moses' body? The first theory we explored was the Satan's power play theory. This argues that Satan desired Moses' body as a symbol of power and authority. With Moses being a revered prophet, possessing his body could have given Satan a significant advantage in his eternal struggle against God. However, there's a flaw in this theory. If Satan merely needed a symbol, there were other, more powerful figures in biblical history he could have targeted. Why Moses? The second theory, the resurrection deception theory, suggests that Satan wanted to resurrect Moses, to deceive humanity into following him. Indeed, The idea of Moses returning from the dead would have been a powerful tool of deception. But this theory also falls short. Satan, as we know from Scripture, is a master of deceit. He wouldn't necessarily need a resurrected Moses to lead people astray. Then we have the divine test theory. This posits that God allowed Satan to contest Moses' body as a test of faith for his followers. It's a compelling theory, but it also raises questions about God's nature and his relationship with his creations. A more controversial theory is the Satan's redemption theory. Some non-canonical texts suggest that Satan's pursuit of Moses' body was a misguided attempt to atone for his rebellion against God. This theory, although intriguing, lacks substantial biblical or non-biblical support. Finally, there's the humanity's salvation theory. This theory, drawn from non-biblical sources, suggests that Satan needed Moses' body as a key component in a grand cosmic ritual to save humanity. This is perhaps the most fascinating theory, but it's also the most speculative, lacking clear, concrete evidence. Each theory presents its own strengths and weaknesses, and each offers a unique lens through which to view this enduring mystery. Yet none provide a definitive answer. The why behind Satan's desire for Moses' body remains elusive. Each theory we've considered only deepens the enigma, adding layers of intrigue and speculation. In the end, the real reason Satan needed Moses' body remains a mystery that continues to captivate us. Whether it was a power play, a grand deception, a divine test, an attempt at redemption, or a cosmic ritual for humanity's salvation, we may never truly know. The enigma of Satan's desire for Moses' body continues to echo through the corridors of history, challenging us, intriguing us, and reminding us of the complex tapestry of faith, power, and the eternal struggle between good and evil.